Okay, welcome back to the transformation, man. This is episode 9. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. So, man, let's hop right into the word, man. Today, back in the Psalms. Let me read this for you, man, from Psalms 42. Okay. As a deer pants for flowing streams, so pants my soul for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all the day long, where is your God? I'm going to pause right there. Let me paint a picture, man. The guy who wrote this psalm, or it is in a song format, okay? At this time, there apparently must have been oppression going on. And the people of God, Israel, must have been oppressed to the point where the writer of this psalm was a choir master. In other words, a worship leader in the sanctuary, in the temple of God. He was responsible, we'll see later in the passage, he was responsible for ushering in the congregation of God's people into praise in God's sanctuary. But during this time of oppression, he was not allowed to enter the sanctuary. Whoever the oppressor was, forbid it. And so he's crying out saying, man, my heart, my soul thirsts for God, and I can't wait to appear before him again. Not that God is confined to the sanctuary or the place or building of worship, but in his heart, there's where that choir master, that worship leader, felt the closest to God, and he thirsts for that again. And he says in verse 3, my tears have been my food day and night. Man, that's powerful language right there, man. If for nothing else, the Bible uses such beautiful poetic language a lot of times, man, and I suggest you give it a read, if for nothing else, for the beautiful language. But nonetheless, man, I'm sure anyone watching this can relate. Tears day and night, feeling oppressed, whether it be certain societal issues going on, or whether it be just relationships or burdens in your life where you feel like if it's not an actual person, man, it got to be Satan himself or somebody putting burdens on me, man, restricting your life, man, and I hope that you're thirsting for God like this psalmist is thirsting for God. And you know, in a time like this where we're in a pandemic, and a lot of us who do regularly attend church and are not allowed to go back yet, man, some of us can relate to that, of just literally wanting to be in church again or wanting to be in corporate worship, and just missing that fellowship with our fellow believer. So back in Psalm 42, back in verse 3, he also said that while they say to me all the day long, where is your God? And he may be speaking of the whoever it was that was oppressing him, or man, for you and I, it could even be our own thoughts or people in our circle asking, man, where is God in the midst of a pandemic? Where is God in the midst of social injustice and racial discrimination and gender bias? Where is God in all of this? Where is God in my own personal struggles before the pandemic hit? Where is God? And we may, in our honest moments, be asking that ourselves with tears day and night. And let's continue though. The psalmist encourages himself, starting in verse 4. He says, these things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I would go with the throng and lead them in procession to the house of God, with glad shouts and songs of praise, a multitude keeping festival. So again, here's the worship leader saying, man, I'm going to remember how I used to lead the congregation in praise back in the day before this oppressor forbid me from going into the temple. And then in verse 5, he says, talking to himself, right? Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. Hey, one more thing, man. There was a analogy that this radio host, this sports radio show I listened to, he put kind of the times we're living in right now. He explained it like this. He said that right now it's like as if every human being is soaked in lighter fluid, right? And just waiting to catch a spark. The smallest little spark will catch us a flame, and we're all ready to blow up right now. And he's speaking about the social unrest. He's speaking about the quarantine. He's speaking about the political angst right now in the political climate. He's speaking about racial inequalities and gender injustice. He's speaking about all these things, and just how with so much going on in the climate around the world right now, man, we're all very sensitive to just at any moment ready to blow, right? And I pray that in this time we will all find our rest in God, and remember that our hope is in Him, not in man, not in the next elected official, not even in the vaccination that will prayerfully come sooner than later for COVID-19. But instead, man, ultimately, our hope is in God, our salvation is in Him, and we can have peace of mind and not blow up at every little thing going on right now. Not to discount the fact that things are crazy, but at the end of the day, like the psalmist, that we would draw the same conclusion and place our hope in God, our salvation. Peace. Regular?
Yep. Or wait, alternate foot jump.
What does that mean?
Good.
Now?
Yep.
Oh, whoa. I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. I'll do a regular jump. We should have practiced first.